Hi, Sam. Great to see you again today and catch up on how the golf's going. First of all, before we look at the swing itself from today, in general, massive improvements in your overall setup position there from face on, and a marked improvement in the position at the top. That's so much more under control and well balanced than it was a few months ago. Length of the arm swing and the position of the shaft, much more complementary to the amount of shoulder turn that you've got. So overall, big improvements in that area of your game. What we've got to look at now is what other things are causing the loose shots that you're experiencing, and on occasion the loss of distance that you spoke about. Well, if we look at you from down the line, there's definitely a tendency to swing to the left. As you're coming through, on this one in particular, you're out of the way very quickly with your body. We can see here in the follow through that the right foot is leaning slightly towards your golf ball, usually a fact that you've over rotated your body, so you're definitely an attempt to spin out of the golf shot. The reason you do that is because you're trying to clear the hips very, very quickly to put the club back in front of you, as you commented on. Now, one of the interesting things is, if we're going to hit the ball successfully, we need to come slightly from the inside. If we're going to come slightly from the inside, the club is definitely not going to be in front of us. You can see the swing to the left. And one of the main reasons for that is that you move off the ball a little bit too much in the backswing. You can see here there's an marked spine tilt away from your target at the top of your backswing, partly because as a junior you were probably told that you needed to get behind the golf ball to create power and hit a draw. So you can see there again, big lean away from your target with the spine at the top of your backswing. If we have a little look at Grant Waite here, what we're going to see is a much more upright spine. He's much more over the top of the golf ball there at the top of his backswing. He isn't leaning away from his target as much. So a little bit more of a centred top of the backswing position. The problem you have is when you move off the golf ball as much as you have now, you're part of the way into your downswing, you're now trapped. Even though you're not hanging on to that golf club like you used to, you're expanding the right side much better than you were, and the shaft is shorter than it used to get. You're still now tilting back a little bit too much early in your golf swing. If we take a little look at Grant Waite now, there's not as much spine tilt away from his target at that point in his swing. So the club is much more online. Your problem now is that you've got to attempt to get the club back online, otherwise you're going to miss this one way to the right. So what we do is we spin the hips out the shot in an attempt to get the club working more towards the target. Remember what we said today, the minute the hips stop moving forward, the club is going to be pulled to the left on the way through. So it's a lot of the thing with the legs, the way the legs work is compensatory. They're trying to make up for a problem that's gone beforehand. So a little bit too much of a move off the golf ball, and then too much clearance and not enough lateral movement. You can see there that your left foot comes up completely, and you've got to jump out of the way just to try and get the golf club back online to prevent this shot going off to the right. And whenever you do that, you run the risk of overcutting it or also pulling it down the left hand side. So there's definitely a movement clearing the hips. The hips don't move forward for long enough. One of the telltale signs of someone who isn't moving the hips forward long enough is if we take a little look at the left knee. The left knee during your downswing should start to work out over in front of your left ankle. So if we put a line up here now from your left ankle up, and we do the same with our friend on the left, we're going to see that during his downswing, his left knee is going to move out in front of his left ankle. That's a sign that as well as his hips clearing, the lower body's moving towards the target, keeping the club online through impact. And what we see with yourself is that the left knee never gets out in front of the left ankle. You can see there it starts to go to the left ankle, so it's moving laterally at that point. The lower body is moving forward at that point. However, now it's got to stop moving forward to get the club back online. Consequently, it just braces up, jumps out its own way, and never ever moves forward for long enough. So we need to get those hips moving forward for longer in the downswing. And we can see here from behind, the hips tend to just clear. You can see the left side gaining height very quickly as you try and get out of the way and get the club back on path. So we need you to get a little bit more centred going back, which is what we're going to be working on in a couple of weeks' time when we meet up, and also get those hips moving further forward for longer in the downswing. One of the other observations and things we discussed was your putting stroke and how important the rhythm is. What I'd like to see you do is make your putting stroke a little bit more constant in regards to the pace of it. We can see a marked acceleration in that putting stroke. There's a marked change of speed as you come through, and a tendency to recoil the putter in the follow through. If you watch, you don't hold your finish very long on this one. Hit and then pull back. If you look at all the great putters, the pace of the backswing and the through swing tends to match up, and also the follow through position is held. Therefore, the blade of the putter tends to be a little bit more stable through impact. If you can work on improving the rhythm on your putting and holding your follow through position, you're going to hold a lot more putts without changing the mechanics that much. Good luck with it. Speak to you again in a week or so's time when we meet up down at the range. Well done.